Hey, I'm Zan Stott.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Withers-Green.
My name is Bergrún Lilja Svanbergardóttir.
My name is Lily Askew.
Hi, my name is Sudha Mohammadin.
My name is Andrea Askew.
Hi, my name is Devanshu Manaria.
Hi, my name is Kaylin Brennan.
Hi, my name is Zoe.
Do you feel confident in your body?
No.
Not 100% no.
I do. Because I appreciate my body. I'm grateful for my body. It works. Everybody's got a body. I don't think anybody should be ashamed of it, as long as it gives you what you need for your life.
Over the last probably like 10 years, I've wanted a breast reduction, and that is something that I am currently working towards getting. I got really big boobs from a very early age, and I got for a very long time I've had like bad back, bad shoulders because of how heavy and big they are, and I've always been quite insecure about them, and I don't feel comfortable in basically anything because of them. So yeah, it has a lot to do with my mental health and my physical health as well.
I've always been a bigger girl, let's say. Even at school, my whole life I've always been a bigger girl. And guys have always had something to say about it.
People don't regard skinny shaming as body shaming, which I find quite ridiculous, because people are like, oh, well, you're skinny, you should be grateful. I'm just like, no, because any type of body shaming is body shaming and it's hurtful.
I grew up with an eating disorder, so I was really skinny. So it's kind of a lot of people saying that, oh, you're really too skinny, you need to eat. Like, it's actually quite gross, you're just bones.
Has a man ever made you feel uncomfortable?
Men make me feel uncomfortable almost every day.
Oh, plenty.
Yes, many times, too many to count.
Can you think of a particular?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of just one particular time, because there's more than one.
Because I walk to school every day, and me and my best friend, we get catcalled all the time because we'd be in our school uniform and we'd walk past like a house that was getting work done, and there'd be builders and their arse cracks would be hanging out, and we'd walk past them and they'd be like, oh, you're right, love, how you doing? I was literally 14 or maybe 13.
Regular occasions, it could be just like if they make a very bad sexual joke and I'm like, okay, I know we're bros, that kind of thing. I don't seem like a very, non-platonic person, but you still gotta have that boundaries with me. And I think like with a lot of guys, they do fail to recognize that. Just because you are very good terms or best friends with a guy, it doesn't mean you can excuse all the selfish or insensitive comments you can make about women. That's not how it works, because it does mean recognizing that your friend is a woman and you still have to respect them.
Constantly, they will look at you in a manner that you'll be like, stop objectifying me.
For a large portion of my life, well, more when I was obviously a teenager and I had gone through puberty, I wouldn't wear low-cut tops. I wouldn't show off my boobs. I just wouldn't do it because it would just make me feel so uncomfortable. And I just hate it when guys look at my breasts and then look at my eyes. It's just like, oh, it really grinds my gears. Like, it literally happened today. I'm not going to say when, but it's literally happened today. And it's just like, for God's sake, like, I am a human, not just an object.
I think the way I deal with it, I'm trained, because my mom was just like, be nice, be nice. So I'm trained to be like, smile. Like, if I'm too mean to you, you might kill me.
Tend to just use if I was single, I always say I have a boyfriend. And obviously now I would just say, I have a boyfriend. And normally that deters men, the idea of another man. So that's my go-to, use another man to deter men.
Nothing's changed. It was always the same. They're being called out on it more, as in when I was, 15, whatever, it would be wolf whistles. Oh, darling, look at you. Oh, look at that. That's probably the only thing that doesn't happen now. But everything, men trying to talk to you, men picking you up, men groping, men trying to kiss you when you don't want to be kissed. It's always the same.
So I was slut shamed in school. Like, I would be cornered into a room in my school by older kids, and I would get comments like, "Oh, you're a slut, you're a whore, you slept with him," but I was a virgin. And no one believed me, but everyone believed the guy. So the guy was spreading around, "Ooh, I fucked her," and everything. I was like, that didn't happen. Like, I'm a virgin. And no one believed me.
A lot of my exes, most of my exes, let's say all of them, all of them have tried to control how I dress, because I don't really care on how I dress. So if I dress very manly, they would be like, "Can you dress a bit more like sophisticated?" And if I wear something even slightly revealing, they would be like, "Why are you doing that?" I remember one of my exes, like, I posted a picture on Instagram, it was like a backless top and and my entire back was exposed. So like, who fucking cares? But yeah, like, he got mad at me for a week. I still have that picture up on my Instagram, I don't care.
I have craved male attention, I think, through the majority of my teenage years, because like I got like Jaw surgery and I went from being like super ugly to, you know, kind of hot. So there was that. So like when I would get all this male attention, which I've been craving for years, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so lucky, I'm so fun." And then that would slowly turn into like, "Oh no, there's no way I can really say no to you, because you're just, I should be happy that you even like me." It would be weird for me to be like, "No, stop doing that, it makes me feel uncomfortable," which I learnt the hard way is probably what you should do.
The last question that we will be approaching is the sensitive topic of sexual assault and harassment.
Yeah, I've been through sexual assault, like twice or thrice, one extended for quite a few years in my life until I had the sensibility to stop it by myself. You can't really talk to your parents about it, especially for me. I come from a brown family. These kind of topics you can't really raise in the family. It's considered taboo. It's considered like something that you
I was really young actually. I was stood at a bus stop when I was about 11, 12 years old, and an old guy pulled up in his car and asked if I wanted a lift. And I hadn't really thought about it for years and years and years, and it was only like now, you know, I'm sort of addressing the situations with my own girls, and I remembered it, I blanked it, you know, but it could have been a terrible situation, but I completely ignored him at the time. But yeah, he pulled up at the bus stop and waited and kept asking me, you know, and that was quite a shaky moment, yeah.
I think it's the way in which women don't say no or feel like they can't say no, or like the way that the word no is ignored. When I had my first boyfriend, there was an instant where it was like, it wasn't severe, it wasn't like a big thing in comparison to what a lot of people go through. But we were basically making out, dry humping, that sort of thing, and I was really uncomfortable, and I kept saying no, but I wasn't very loud about it because I didn't know if I could be. Like, I didn't know that it's not really something you're taught to say, especially like growing up around guys that like viewed a lot of like very sort of intense porn. No is kind of like one of those words that's glossed over. So I said no, he didn't stop. It got to the point where I was just really, really uncomfortable, and the whole situation made me feel really like unclean for a long time. I had obviously friends that were sexually assaulted, raped, and it took a long time for me to actually call it sexual assault, because that's what it was a sexual situation. I said no, it obviously wasn't stopped. But yeah, it was kind of one of those things. Not many people know about it. I don't normally talk about it. The guy, I never spoke to him about it on how I felt. He actually remained in my friendship group for a very long time. I had to keep seeing him, which was really stressful for me. But nobody really believed me that like, oh, it's fine, like you should have just been louder, like you weren't loud enough, you should have just, so the people that did know ended up playing it down, so I kept very quiet about it, which I know a lot of my friends who were raped were even really quiet about it because they were scared that people would do the same thing for something so much bigger.
I mean, I've broken up, I broke up with an ex, and he came over to watch a movie, and he just like continuously like put his hands down my trousers, and I was like, stop touching me. And then he would swap between like he would like grab my hand and put it down his, and then fast forward a few hours of me being like, no, I don't want to touch you, we broke up, because I told him as soon as we broke up, hey, that means no sex for me, I don't want to fuck anyone I'm not like in a relationship with. And then, yeah, cut to, I cried whilst he held my hand as I wanked him off. That's a real story. And then afterwards, I kicked him out, and he said sorry, but then he was like, oh, I'm so glad that like you said no like so harshly to having sex, otherwise I would have raped you. So there was that. And that was when I was like, oh my God, I told you I loved you and you were invited to my family Christmas. And that was just like a little oh fuck moment where I realized it's not always like the people that like hide in the bushes and jump out at night. It's always like guys who you're close to and like maybe even people you love who will hurt you the most.